The most dangerous thing ancient humans did was not hunting. It was not fighting predators. It was not walking through the ice or starving in the wild. It was something you did last night. Without even thinking, they became unconscious, on purpose, for hours, in the dark, in a world where other animals could smell better, hear better, run faster, and kill before a human could even stand up. That should have been impossible. A weak animal with no claws should not survive by closing its eyes every night. But we did, so the real question is not, how did ancient humans sleep? The real question is, why did sleep not kill them? Because sleep does not just make you still, it takes away almost everything that made humans powerful. Awake. A human can hear movement, can point, can shout, can grab a stone, can run toward the group, can use fire, tools, memory, and fear, but asleep. All of that disappears. No planning, no warning, no fast reaction, no eyes searching the dark, just a soft body, on the ground, breathing quietly while the night keeps moving. And humans were never built like night predators. We did not have the eyes of cats, the nose of wolves, the speed of leopards, or skin thick enough to survive teeth. At night, many animals became better. Humans became worse. So every sunset created the same impossible problem. The smartest animal in the landscape had to become helpless and somehow wake up alive. And later, when scientists studied real hunter-gatherers, they found something strange. In one camp, the whole group was almost never asleep. At the same time, almost never. But before we get to that, the first clue was not in the fire, it was under their bodies. Before beds, humans already had sleep technology. Not metal, not wood, not soft pillows, grass, ash, plants, a safer ground at Border Cave in South Africa. Archaeologists found traces of grass bedding, around 200,000 years old. That may sound simple, but it is not. Grass bedding means someone chose a place, gathered material, changed the ground, and made the night a little less dangerous. Even more interesting, some bedding was placed over ash. Ash may have helped stop crawling insects. Small things, biting things, things that could attack skin. While people slept, later, at Sabudu Cave, people used plant bedding too. Some plants may have helped repel insects. So ancient humans were not just sleeping, they were engineering sleep. They were building safer surfaces. Before bedrooms existed, before mattresses existed, before walls existed, the first sleep technology was not about comfort, it was about survival. But the ground was only the first layer. The next layer, burned in the dark. The obvious answer is fire. And yes, fire changed the night. At Wonderwork Cave in South Africa, researchers found ancient evidence of fire use deep inside the cave. Fire gave humans something powerful. Light, heat, smoke, a glowing center. Inside the dark, it made the night smaller. It made faces visible. It may have made some animals hesitate. But fire was not a magic wall. A flame can shrink, wood can burn out, smoke can drift away, and a hungry animal does not have to rush in. It can wait quietly. At the edge of the light, fire could burn, but it could not listen. It could not think. It could not wake a child. It could not warn the camp when something moved behind the trees. So fire helped ancient humans survive the night. But fire was never the whole answer. The real protection was gathered around it. This is where the story changes. Because one sleeping human is easy to kill, but a sleeping group is not one body. It is many bodies, with different rhythms. Someone falls asleep early. Someone stays awake longer. A mother wakes when a child moves. An older person wakes before sunrise. Someone coughs. Someone turns. Someone hears something and opens their eyes. For a long time, this sounded like a guess. Then, researchers studied the Hadza, a hunter-gatherer group in Tanzania, and they found something that almost sounds impossible. Across 20 days of observation, the entire group was recorded asleep at the same time for only about 18 minutes. 18 minutes in 20 days. Think about that. Not 18 minutes in one night. 18 minutes across 20 days. That means the camp was almost never fully unconscious. That does not mean someone stood guard every night, holding a spear in the dark. The truth is more interesting. They may not have needed a formal guard system. Their bodies created one naturally. Different ages, different sleep times, different moments of waking. Together, they formed a living alarm system. The young stayed up late. The old woke early. Others woke briefly through the night. The night could surprise one person, but it was much harder to surprise everyone. And this leads to a deeper question. If the camp itself was the alarm system, then who needed that protection most? The answer was not the strongest people. It was the weakest. The ancient camp was not only a place for hunters. That image is too simple. There were children there, small, slow, unable to defend themselves. There were mothers, waking again and again. There were injured people, hungry people, tired people. There were elders who may not have been fast anymore, but still mattered. Because at night, strength was not the only protection. Waking early mattered. Sleeping lightly mattered. Knowing the sounds of the camp mattered. Knowing when silence felt wrong mattered. A child could sleep because adults stayed close. A tired hunter could rest because someone else was half awake. An elder could protect the group by noticing what others missed. That is what made humans different. The weak were not left outside the circle, they were kept near the center. The camp was not just where humans slept, it was where vulnerable humans became harder to kill. But for that to work, the group needed one thing: a center. Fire was not the answer by itself, but fire gave the group a center. Without fire, darkness was everywhere, but with fire there was a circle, a warm center, a visible edge, a place where faces could be seen. Children stayed close. Adults talked longer. Someone watched the sparks before lying down, and every extra minute awake made the night less empty. Fire pulled people closer. Closer bodies meant faster warnings. One movement could wake another. One sound could move through the camp. The flame was not the shield. The circle around it was, and even now, your body may still understand that circle. Modern sleep feels private: a room, a bed, a locked door, a phone nearby. But ancient sleep was not sealed away from the world. It was exposed, broken, responsive, a child moving. Could wake a mother, smoke changing direction. Could open someone's eyes. A strange silence could feel dangerous. This does not mean ancient humans never slept deeply. They did. They had to. But their sleep lived inside danger. And maybe that is why your body still reacts. A tiny sound at night can wake you before you understand it. A strange room can feel unsafe for no clear reason. Sleeping near someone you trust can make the dark feel smaller. Some old part of you still remembers that darkness was never completely empty. And that brings us back to the real answer. So why did sleep not kill ancient humans? Not because they found one perfect invention. Not because fire solved everything. Not because they were stronger than the dark. They survived through layers. They chose safer places. They prepared the ground. They used grass, ash, plants, stone shelters, and fire. They slept close. They woke at different times. They kept children near the center. They listened without fully waking. And when one body noticed danger, many bodies could respond. Today, we think safety means walls, locks, cameras, alarms, a private room, a door between us and the outside world. But for most of human history, safety was not private. It was shared. The first security system was not made of metal. It did not hang on a door. It did not flash red. It breathed, it listened, it slept lightly, it woke others. Ancient humans survived the night because they did not face the night alone. Before locks, before walls, before alarms, the thing that protected sleeping humans was another human.